A common area that golfers get pain is in this inner elbow here or the top of the elbow here. We call this inner area golfer's elbow, or this top area tennis elbow if we get it. What happens is the tendon can actually get irritated, and this can last for months or even up to a year or more for some people if they don't fix it. I want to show you a couple exercises that you can use to start improving it. So let's start with the top elbow, the tennis elbow part. And that tendon, when it contracts, it does this with our wrist. So it pulls us up into this position. And so I like to start with something called isometrics. I'll have my elbow bent, and then I will have my hand here, and I'll just push in, and I'm trying to push my hand down, so I'm having to apply resistance against it, and I'm just holding a contraction, so that tendon is having to contract against resistance. If I want to make it a little harder, I will extend my arm out, which puts more stretch on the tendon, and then I can hold this contraction. I usually like to hold it about 30 seconds, if you can tolerate that, and work up to about 4 sets of that. So 30 seconds, rest a little bit, 30 seconds, and we repeat that 4 times. If I want to get the bottom part, the golfer's elbow part of the inside, this tendon does this motion, so it pulls up. So if I want to work that one, I can start with the elbow bent and I can pull up. So I'm trying to do this way, but the hand is blocking it, and I can hold that contraction for 30 seconds as well. If I want to make it harder, I can extend my elbow and I can pull like this. And once again, around 4 sets of 30 seconds is great. Now, that's called an isometric, but we can also do some strengthening work with implements such as dumbbells or bands. If I want to use a band and I want to work the top or the extensor tendon on top here, I can start with my elbow bent and I can work up and down with a dumbbell. If I want to make it harder, I can extend my elbow out and I can work up and down with the dumbbell. Now, what I find can be really helpful is sometimes the lowering portion of these lifts. So for example, if I lift this up here, I can slowly let it lower down, and that's really putting stretch on tendon at the same time as it's contracting it. What you would find is that this can be painful, but most of the time if you've had this for some weeks or months even, it's not going to damage it, although I would keep it still in a tolerable range. Don't get to the point where you're having a lot of pain afterwards, where it's starting to irritate and just hang out and keep being more and more painful. But I would start, you can do about 10 reps or so of this, and sometimes you can even use heavier weight where you lift it up with 2 hands and then slowly lower it down with 1. Once this gets easy, you can straighten the elbow out, help lift it up and then slowly lower it down, or just go back and forth. Now if I wanted to do the other side, I could go back and forth like this and curl it upwards. If I want to do the inside part, or I could straighten it out and curl it upwards. If I want to do the slow lowering part, I could help it up and then slowly lower it down. I can do the same thing with a band, so I can lift up, slowly lower down, or do it with the arm extended and slowly lower down. Or for the inner part of my arm here, I can lift up, slowly lower down, or really straighten out, lift up and slowly lower down. If you're doing the weight or the band, and you're still having trouble with this, I would keep the isometrics holds where you just hold in there, 4 sets of 30 seconds, but also do 2 or 3 sets of the dumbbell or the band. And I would try to do the dumbbell or the band at least 3 or 4 times a week, but the isometrics you can actually do every day. This can take some time, so don't expect a quick fix, but this can be a great way to start working on that.